Chapter 4. Toby. 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 Toby! Good shit! Falling straight onto the floor with a faceplant, it was none other than my own mom bothering me. She never wakes me up, so this was of course startling. I never knew I was a heavy sleeper. I guess I learned something new today. I was, however, tangled in my blankets and struggled to free myself as I struggled to get air. Flip, flop, flip. Someone kept pulling on the blanket, causing me to be in no control of my actions. Not like I could actually move anyways. My vision returned after countless minutes, trapped in my dark blanket death trap. I gasped at the air, madly staring at the floor, only to feel a foot tap against my hip impatiently. Slowly looking back, I viewed my mom with a look of relief, but soon went pink with anger. "Where the heck did you learn that naughty word, Ticci Pants?" Mother was stern and glares at me with pure rage and distrust. Dad. I refused to look at her, so I buried my face in the sleeves of my shirt. "Don't call him Dad, Toby. And I don't want you using those words in this house. You got that?" She pulled my head up by my hair and forced my eyes on her. She still wore that expression from before. Got it. She was still grasping my hair tightly, and my twitch was somehow cancelled by her brute force. My neck stung badly afterwards, and soon became numb. "You seem to be looking much better than last night. Must have been a bug. I wanted to check up on you before I left to make sure I needed to stay home or not." What was she leaving for? Oh, where are you going? "Okay, I have work today. I'll be home by 10 o'clock p.m. Behave while I'm gone. Don't get into any trouble. Got that, sweetie?" Her grasp on my hair disappeared. She began toying with my slightly curly hair in places. "Yes, Mom." She places a kiss on my forehead and leaves the room as I finally noticed she wore a crimson pantsuit with beige stockings and carried a black briefcase. Oh yeah, I forgot that she is a lawyer. She has to dress professionally. I'm such an idiot. "Wait, Toby." "Yes, Mom?" "Don't forget to feed Rosaline. She's in the yard hooked up to her house." It annoys me that Mom doesn't call Rose by her real name, and yet she wonders why the dog doesn't come to her when called. Before I could answer, Mom had already slammed the front door shut. She must be late. Better go see Rose. Mom made her into an outside dog because Mom is a clean freak and doesn't want dog hair all over the place. Ha! A typical clean freak. "Don't forget about your dresser." Don't forget about the dresser. Oh yeah, the weapons are still there. Thank you. No worries, child. Creepy. Did I just communicate with that voice in my head? Oh well, it actually helped this time. Bending over, but ending up getting on my knees, I pulled the bottom dresser drawer open to find a neat surprise. The drawer and the clothes within were rid of all evidence that the weapons were ever there, but yet the hatchet and knife lie shimmering and looking almost brand new and cleaned. What happened to the rust on the hatchet? It was clearly the same hatchet based on the shape of the blade and the color of the handle, which was an eroded wood color, since the handle was wood. Wait, there's a small piece of paper under the knife. "For causing you trouble, I fixed the hatchet you have with some rust remover. I found it in your garage, and keep the knife. There's no way Masky will use it again. Hoodie." And next to Hoodie's name was a circle with an X going through it. The mark was mysterious and caught my attention to the fullest. I feel like I've seen that mark somewhere else, more than once before, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Actually, now that I think about it, I've drawn that symbol hundreds of times on my spare time in middle school. I also seen that symbol in the woods, behind my house countless times, and after my name, in that little note Masky carved into the snow for me. I think yesterday afternoon? Does that symbol represent the two friends, or something horrible and bad? I awaited the voice in my head to answer my call and explain the marking. It usually answers my questions whether I asked or not, but I guess this time it won't. But geez, Hoodie came back? Masky is most likely dead, so that's an upside to my day. I feel sorry for him though. I meant to hurt him enough to scare him off running. Instead, I couldn't get enough of it and kept it going. Does this mean I'm a sadistic psycho? I'm already a nutcase if you ask my relatives. But since when did I enjoy blood and gore? Especially when I did it myself. It's probably because of my complete isolation from the world that causes me not to even learn about myself. What is right from wrong, or to even control my own emotions. My mother told me long ago that I was sort of bipolar, but I never really noticed it. Probably why she shut me out from the world, to control it better. Because honestly, if you're emotionless, it helps. Sort of. But I'm still mad at Mom for that. I can't show my anger towards her though. All she did was try to help me. My goal for today is to find a good hiding place for an axe. It needs to be at close hand, but it needs to be out of sight from my mom. Garage. This may be the best option, but it may also be the worst option at the same time. And in the house is an even riskier option. Garage it is. But first I'm hungry. And that's a first. It's cold. Surprisingly, when I left the comfort of my room, it was almost unbearable cold. So that meant I get to wear the hoodie Sally fixed up for me. It looks really cool now, and I can't wait to wear it. Oh, gross. It reeks of bleach, thus explaining why the hoodie is gray now. Doesn't a little girl know not to use bleach with colors? Ugh, grr. It's a smell I'll need to get used to, but if it keeps me warm, then I shouldn't complain. Trudging through the house, it got colder and colder. Why is it so cold? I silently asked myself as I searched the house, as I made my way for the kitchen. Luckily, the kitchen was warmer than the majority of the home. The fridge was barren, but held up a single piece of paper written by hand in blue ink that actually was written out to me from Mom. Toby, the heater broke late last night somehow because of a short in the electricity. For now, could you cut up wood from the woods behind our house and start a fire in the fireplace in the living room? There is a hatchet in the garage for you to use, and plenty of matches in there as well. Don't hurt yourself, sweetie. Love, Mom. And another hatchet? Yippee! That means I don't need to hide mine. But, yeah, better start chopping up firewood. Even I'm not liking the cold in here. I hope the trees and logs outside aren't that wet because of the dumb snow. I'm not that big of a fan of winter. It's beautiful. I just don't like the cold, though. Wait. Oh God, I don't know how to open the garage. P.S. Garage keys are on the table. Thanks, Mom, for the note. Walking back into the dining room, I saw a large keychain with numerous keys. Luckily, each key had a small tag connected to it. Front door, back gate, back door, basement. Her room? My room. I stared at the bronze key in pure anger. I yanked as hard as I could and broke the key clear off the chain without damaging the keychain. without damaging the chain in any way. The key broke in silver shards in my hand before I threw the shards at the table angrily, and only silver dust remained in my hands. Never again. I growled at empty space as my twitching grew frequent for a moment. Cooling down after a bit, I took note of my undiscovered strength. Most people cannot break a key in pieces, not without their bare hands at least. When did I become so strong? I stared up and down my body in question. I'm almost literally skin and bones. There's no muscle under my shell that I call my skin. Maybe it was my anger that took over. Then maybe it wasn't. Finally, I regained consciousness of my state of mind. The firewood. Right. There was only one key left on the chain, and it was painted metallic green and stood out from the rest of the keys. It must be the correct key. I actually took the key off the chain this time instead of breaking it. Mom doesn't go into the garage. She doesn't even park in there. I would most likely be in the garage daily, so it's my key now. Even though I had a sliding glass door as a back door, it still had a key. It was locked, so I had to go grab the keys and come back, unlocking the door and throwing the keys back on the table. Sliding the door open and taking steps outside, I walked off the porch, which descended in the air. I went to greet Rose, but saw a boy petting her instead. She seemed to be happy for the attention, but she looked scared at the same time. The boy, however, was short and wore green clothes and had blonde hair. I put my hand on in my stomach pocket and felt for the first weapon to come to hand. Pulling it out, I noticed I grabbed my hatchet and raised it warnfully to scare the boy off. "Who are you, and why are you back here?" I asked the boy with worry clear in my voice, and probably gave the hint to the boy that I was honestly scared of his presence. The boy was, however, refusing to answer, and I gripped my axe about ready to throw it at him. "My name is none of your concern," the boy answered, and his voice sounded like he was a newly teen who just hit puberty. But that can't be right. He looks like he's 10 based on his height. "It is. And why are you here?" I warned him with a stern tone, meaning I'm not messing around. "Your dog Shirley is nice. You're lucky to have her." "Thanks. Show yourself." I was confused and wanted to peek at his appearance. The blonde turned around briefly, and immediately I thought he looked like that swordsman from that Zelda game. Link, right? Haven't played the games in over 5 years, but his eyes were different. Like Dark Link, but his clothes said differently, and blood flowed freely from his eye sockets, and his pupils were red. The rest were black, meaning he may not even have eyes. This isn't human. He can't be real. "Why are you staring, Ticci boy?" "We all have our flaws. I'm a virus in a video game, and you twitch your head." He came closer and closer to me with each step, and I did the same, except I was doing that backwards. Get away from me," I shakily pleaded the virus, and my request was denied upon request. "Why can't we be friends?" "You're just like the others." I threw the hatchet directly at him, and he vanished upon thin air, and it soared through the air and lodged itself into the fence behind it, as it was in the hatchet's way. "You saw that, right?" I asked Rose in pure confusion. She just sits there and stares at her chain, keeping her hooked up to the house. She's probably putting it under a spell with her head, thinking it would turn into bacon so she could eat herself free. "Wait, I think so. She just continues to chew on the chain desperately, but with pleasure. Cut it out, I'll let you off your leash, you little freak. I giggle at my little comment and let the dog free. Upon being let free, she runs around the yard running off her desires, causing me to laugh again. I'm still wondering if that boy was real or not. People can't disappear, so he must have been part of my imagination. My mind's just screwing with me. After all, my mind has been let loose after all. Rose playfully bounces around the gate. She must know that my intention was the garage. Stop barking, you little weirdo. I need to go and get my hatchet. Rose whines because I just sort of scowl at her and puts her ears down. Within a few seconds, she goes from singing to a full-on sprint to the opposite end of the yard. What's going through that dog's mind? Rose jumps high into the air and bites onto the hand of my hatchet, falling back down. She retrieved my hatchet, and that stuns me greatly. She drops the weapon at my feet and nudges my hand playfully. I love you, Rose. Let's move on. I ruffle her head and pick up the hatchet, replacing it in my pocket, reaching for the gate latch, unhinging the latch and opening the gate, while Rose runs out real fast and prances at the large garage door, literally next to us both. There was a large lock on the door. Lifting it upwards, there was a keyhole directly on the bottom of it. Reaching into my pants pocket and pulling out the attractive key and placing it into the hole, the lock immediately unlatched and fell off in my hands. The door inched upward, and I lifted the door more to reveal the inside of the garage, cluttered with countless tools and red gaskets all full of gasoline. Why do we own so much gas? I can taste gasoline in my mouth with every breath I take. And I'm breathing out of my nose. Even Rose is having a problem with the strong scent of gas. She was searching for something, not sure what it was, but it was lingering on her mind and wasn't leaving. She bypassed all of the cans, but hacked every time the scent was too strong even for her. I followed her closely, just in case. My dad, before Mom kicked him out, spent every day in here. It was his so-called man cave, because his fridge, TV, couch, and some other boxes of his were still here. A car used to be in here, but it was Dad's Corvette. I think that's what it was called. Even I wouldn't leave that car behind. Besides, it was his only car. Rose growled angrily at a lonesome pile of beer bottles that sat on the gas table in front of the flat screen TV. Alright, she's a police dog. She was trained to find things like this. Cut it out, I'll toss them out, alright? She went silent after my outburst, but silently growled as I picked each beer up and placed them in a glass recycle box on the bench near the fridge. She seemed happy when I finished, but something else still lingered in her mind as she returned to searching the garage again for something else that she was more eager to find, only to stop within seconds and bark eagerly at the toolbox beside the couch. Bending down to find the toolbox locked, I got a clever idea. Pulling out Matthew's knife, I stuck the end of the blade into the hole of the lock, and easily picked the lock within seconds. Ha! Easy as pie. You sure you know what you're doing? Jumping backwards, I see the undead Link behind me sitting on the back of the leather couch. Oh, yeah, I saw the trick in the movie. I replaced the knife in my pocket and resumed my work. Mind if I watch? Link kneels down beside me. Don't care. Before proceeding to open the box, I poked the boy to find he is real. What makes you think I'm not real, huh? Screw that question. Don't worry, I have no intention on hurting you. And don't waste your energy on me. It's no use. Does he read minds or something? I can. It's just my mind tricking me. It's just my mind tricking me. That's what you think. Who are you then? I stare at the boy in disbelief, still thinking he's part of my mind. Ben. Yep, he's breaking my mind. I've never heard of that name before today. I still can't believe this, so I'm just going to take this as it is and continue life as usual. I do have to say, he's so cute and tiny. I'm not tiny and cute, for fuck's sake, people. Run away from me. It's so terrible to see him angry. It's just hard to believe people are scared of him. I give up. He frowns, crossing his arms. I laugh at this, only to get jabbed on the shoulder. Shrugging this off, I finally open the toolbox, as Rose wanted, to find a big bag of moss? Damn, that's some big bag of weed. Ben steals the bag from my hands and jumps in joy. What's weed? I ask, cocking my head in a confused manner. Dude, this is the shit. How do you not know what this is? I still don't know. It's one reason why my dad no longer lives here. Oh, sorry about that, man. Mind if I keep it? It's not mine, so keep it. Ben tucks the bag into his hat, earning growls from my dog in disapproval. Do you mind helping me find the hatchet and the matches, Ben? Who needs matches when you have me? He raises his hand and sparks come from his palm. I jumped at him, delaying his move. Ben, this garage is full of gas. Don't even try that. Want me to die? No, you don't. Ben's eyes went unbelievably wide, and he goes around me, searching the other toolboxes for our items. It was nice how big the garage was. One half was for everything tool-related, the other was just for chilling. I can see myself sleeping in here, actually. Once I get rid of that gasoline smell, that'll be the day. Matches would be somewhere away from the gas, if someone actually was smart and thought about. So my first thought was the drawers on the end tables next to the couch. First table held 4 packs of cigarettes and a bottle opener. The second, I need to check, but this one has a lock. Toby, I got the hatchet. Any luck? Hey, can I try to pick the lock this time? He stands behind me with adorable begging eyes, and I couldn't say no to him. So I handed him my knife. This knife looks familiar. Where did you get it? A guy in a hoodie told me to keep it after I got into a little fight with him. Oh, okay. Ben shows no sign of wanting to kill me, so I'll let this slide. Ben easily picks a lock and steps aside to let me in and examine what lies inside. I open the drawer to find it filled to the very top. I immediately found over $5,000 on one wad rubber banded together. I slipped the money into my pocket. Ben took note of it but didn't say a word. A few cards with my dad's name on them and a number. He's a drug dealer. Huh. You did a good thing, Mom. Going deeper into the dense drawer, I found small bags of weed. All were gladly taken by Ben and stuffed in his hat. I also stumbled upon 3 different switchblades. Each blade were 5 inches tall, which were illegal in this state without a dumb permit. I did also stumble upon small gold packages of something that I didn't know what they were. Dude, put those down. Ben tries taking the small packages from me desperately. Why? What are they? Condoms. What? Oh, what are condoms? Well, it's, it's something a guy puts on his, penis to, keep a girl from getting pregnant during you know what. During that whole time, I had to process everything he said, and yet I was still confused. He made hand gestures that put everything in place. Oh, gross! I threw the condom across the garage and out of my hands. Ew, yuck, gross, blech. Everything nasty sounding. Uh, hey Toby, it could have been used. He narrows his eyes and makes a pervy face. Aw, nasty, man. Ben just playfully laughs and almost collapses on the ground from lack of breath. You know I hate you, right? Yeah? I know. I picked up a beer bottle and threw it at him, shattering into pieces beside him, catching his full attention and breaking his laughing limit. Thanks? Just shut up, alright? I don't want to look in that drawer, so can you, while I start chopping wood? Okay. Want me to help out once I find it? Up to you, just don't be drinking the beer. Ben tried answering me back, but I left in a rude manner as I was kind of fed up with him. That boy is a handful.